What's going on, guys? This is Kosty with Sharp Trading Plays only on PickDawgz. We're here. We're basically in the playing games. The NBA playoffs are here. Now, it's a long playoff, so it's very situational when you're handicapping the playoffs. It's less about, obviously, the bad teams, but about how teams recover, how teams play at home versus on the road, versus which games of the series are more important to win because it sways the series. So because they're longer series, you got to really be dialed into who you're playing. You can't just play favorites in the playoffs. Over the last couple years, this is the time where we really excel because we've been dialed in from the entire season. Actually, in April, we had a tough week because of the roster manipulation that's been happening in the NBA this year. It's very hard to pick your spots when players are being sat last second. So if you're not on top of it, it can get a little dicey, and we had a bad week back in the beginning of April, for full transparency. But overall, in the whole season, we had a very good year. And into the playoffs, we're very confident about cashing big because we don't really bet small in the playoffs because our systems have a full year of data. My groups really hammer away in the playoffs, man. So I'm very excited. You basically have the rest of April, all of May, and then you have the finals in June. So you really have to be really dialed in if you want to be successful. And we're only placing very large ticket bets for the NBA playoffs going forward. So if you're somebody that never joined during the season and wanted to be a part of this run, definitely hit me up, because between NBA and MLB, you should be cashing every single week with Sharp Trading Plays. We finished last week exceptionally well. We've had a really good month in the MLB season, predominantly playing dogs, predominantly playing totals. I feel like usually in May is really where we get a lot of value because the odds makers don't quite adjust to the numbers until All-Star break. So really until July in baseball, you can find a lot of good value in teams that shouldn't be good yet, but they are good, and the odd makers don't adjust to the numbers until after All-Star break. So if you're somebody that's interested in joining, shoot me a text on the number below. I'll personally give you a call. As I always say, free consultation, free education on this channel. But if you're somebody that's trying to make six-figure profits a year and you already have a big bankroll to start, this is for you. If you're somebody that thinks that they could turn a little bit into a lot, it won't work, because the amount of volume that we throw down, we're only risking 2, 3, up to 4% per game of your bankroll. The key to the game and the secret sauce is volume. It's to play dogs, it's to play volume, and in baseball, that's how you get rich. It's not by playing favorites, laying 200s, laying 250s, laying 300s. I mean, we talked about it on our morning show yesterday. I wouldn't lay 300 with, I don't care who on the mound. And yesterday was a perfect example, was the Dodgers. They got smoked. So are you going to lay 300 plus with any pitcher when you know they're not going to be in there in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning? Of course you wouldn't. But most people look at the starting pitchers when they bet baseball. If you do that, you will get slaughtered. If you play on the dog side and you have analytics and a strategy behind it, you can make a lot of money betting in baseball. Along with the NBA, should be a very good couple months. So if you're somebody that's kind of been on the fence, shoot me a text, 775-636-7674. Now to the complimentary selection. We're back in the playing game, but now we're in the Eastern Conference. Atlanta at Chicago. Both these teams have struggled throughout the year. I mean, both these teams just barely made it to the playing game. You're talking about Chicago that finished the year 5-5, 6-4 against the spread, but the teams they played were subpar. I mean, they played Washington, Detroit. They even played Atlanta when they lost by 12 at Atlanta. So you're not going to get, on the Eastern Conference side, teams in the 9th and 10th playing game. They're not going to be good teams. They're not good against the number. They're just straight up. They're 20-21 at home, while Atlanta traditionally for this whole season has not been a covering team. Now, granted, they had a lot of injuries throughout the year. They lost their best player for a good portion of 2 months in Trae Young that they now have back. They did not finish the season strong, 3-7 overall and 3-7 against the number. But Ice Trae is back. I love Atlanta getting the 3 points here. I don't trust the Bulls at all. And it just happens to be Atlanta's playing on their favorite day of the week, which we really took advantage of early on in the season and made a lot of money with them. That's Wednesday. Atlanta, Wednesday. So in this spot, I'm not obsessed with this game. I think tomorrow, when you're seeing this video late into Tuesday night, the Wednesday board is going to be predominantly MLB, but we are going to be giving out small lean on Atlanta getting the 3 points. You could sprinkle a little bit on the money line as they're going to advance in this matchup, and they're going to put Chicago out of this season. I think Trae Young has the talent, and now that he's healthy, this team on paper is good. Unfortunately, they haven't translated it to the win column the entire year, but in this one-game scenario, I think they're going to get the job done against Chicago. So take the Atlanta Hawks getting the 3 points, and sprinkle a little bit on the money line, guys. And if you want access to all my games, all my systems, all my coaching, have one-on-one direct access to me by text every single day, shoot me a text, 775-636-7674. Only if you have a big bankroll, 10,000 and up, nothing lower. You're not going to be able to handle the volume otherwise. Have a great day.